It was tough. It was really tough. And I always had back then a victim mentality as well. And I couldn't help it. I had this victim mentality of, why is this me? Why couldn't I have been born into, like you said, silver spoons? And why couldn't I have done that? I didn't understand it then. I understand it now, that needed to happen to shape me into the person that I am today. And I needed to go through every single bit of it. But back then, I just had such a victim mentality, and it was super hard at times. I think the desire was to go far and to go big and to be successful was because there was just no other option, and I wasn't going to settle for anything else. I'd worked for a lot of people, chicken shops, Chicken Shack in the middle of Boscombe, not a very nice place if anybody's watching and knows where Boscombe is, but a lot of different call centres, insurance, worked for a lot of different people because I needed to pay the rent and I needed to pay the bills. But I very quickly realised, I cannot work for other people. I think if, you know my personality and you know the way I am, like, I find it very hard to be told what to do. And I think that does come from, someone says left, I'll go right. That's just my personality. I've learnt to deal with that a lot better as I've got older. But I think back then it was like, no, I can't work for people. I'm not building someone else's dream. How no am I building someone else's dream? So I think that just came from so young. And then when I realised that I could actually start a business in anything that I wanted to do, because I've always had this delusion. And I feel like that's where a lot of my success has come from, is this pure delusion. And people used to look at me when I used to say my ideas for a new business venture or say what I'm doing next, and they would look at me like I was mental. And I just would be like, yeah, right. Because I knew in my head that if I believed it and I saw it, I could do it. And that was so powerful to me to know that. And yeah, I guess I just didn't stop, and I just, carried on.